Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Pet Show, where we help people resolve any issues they're having with their pets or vice versa. Anyway, welcome to the show. Busy show today, lots of good stuff coming up. Is your Labrador Retriever acting a bit too loony? Does your new feline seem a bit frantic? Are you being persecuted by your Pekingese? Well, I love Pekingese. If you love your dogs, and I know you do, and truly adore your cats, and really want to get to understand them almost as well as they understand you. If you really want to get inside your dog or cat's head and figure out why they do some of the things they do, why they behave the way they do, and who doesn't want to find that out? Stay tuned, because once again, right here, right now, it is time for the Pet Show. That's right, America and Canada's first and only real pet psychology, pet training, pet behavior, and of course, pet lifestyle show. I kind of like to call it a little bit of a pet social work at the same time. So, what I want you to do right now is hop on your couch, bring your furry little buddies with you, folks, because yes, it is that time once again to let the animal analyzing begin. Hello, everyone. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is the Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, positively, never, ever a doubt about it, love, adore, and as I stress every week, respect pets and animals as much as you do. By the way, if you have a question about your dog or cat's behavior, maybe their behavior is confusing you, confuses me even sometimes. Or maybe you just want to find out why the cat scratched your favorite chair, or the cat woke you up in the middle of the night, or you take your dog out for a walk and if he sees it, he humps it. Or you take your dog out for a walk, if he sees a kid on a bicycle, he goes nuts. He's not totally housebroken. Your cat's not using a litter box. You get the idea, right? That's what the Pet Show's all about. And that's why we've been on the air for, I guess, almost 50 years. The reason for that is we help people resolve the issues that they're really having with their dogs or cats. You know, we can teach our dogs to sit and stay and heal, and we can resolve issues with our cats. But sometimes those issues that really get to the pet owners and the pet guardians really kind of gone unspoken. They can't get the answer from the vet. Maybe their trainer can teach their dog how to sit and stay, but can they stop their dog from doing other things? Well, that's what we do on the show. We really delve into the behavior and resolve it from a behavioral standpoint. Those not aware of my background, I trained for many years and studied in Europe, also for many years and trained for many police departments all across America, as well as served as the Today Show Pet Authority, Regis and Kathy Lee, and also the dog psychologist for DogTV. So, by the way, if you have a question or a comment, what we've done with the show is we're a little different now. You can leave me messages 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can leave me a message via a phone call, and we'll play some of them back. You'll hear me play some of those back today. Or you can actually ask me a question. If you ask me a question, lots of times I'll answer them on the air. I got inundated with the emails this week, or I might answer them personally as well. So here's how you approach that. If you want to call me with a question or a comment or to share a story or to disagree with me, here's that phone number, 877-725-8255. That's 877-725-8255. Or if you really want to ask me a question about why your cat is doing this or why your dog is doing this, simply go to my website, thepetshow.com. That's all one word. I know I stress that because it is confusing. The is part of it. Thepetshow.com. When you go to the front page, you'll see a big type say, Ask Warren. Click on it and ask away. As I said, I try to answer as many as I can, either on the air the following week or personally if I do have time. Again, that number, 877-725-825. We have a busy show today, a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls that came in, which I will get to, and some of them really kind of are going to refer to other questions that you might have as well. But let me tell you what I have planned for today's show. These are some of the topics I'd like to get into. If we have time, great. If not, I'll share them on my YouTube channel. By the way, if you're not following YouTube, in fact, today, right after I get off the air, I'm going to be posting some new YouTube videos as well. So youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. That's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Subscribe. It's free. I think you'll enjoy a lot of the videos there. So let me tell you what's coming up on today's show. I've given this a lot of thought. I receive so many questions and have for years and years and years about dogs being hyper. My dog's crazy. My dog's nuts. He's overly excited. And a lot of people, even some behaviorists and trainers, assume that it's bad behavior. If they have a dog that's a little crazed or hyperactive or overly excited, well, coming up, and this is important because a lot of I have one myself. My tips for calming down an excited dog. And take it from me, folks, it's not their fault. The excited dog, a lot of us have them, and when the dog gets excited, we yell, "Stop it, knock it off, you're driving me crazy." But no, there's a better way. I'll share it with you. Also coming up, you can always tell when there's a cat in someone's home. How can you tell? Well, usually the chairs, the sofa, the couch is covered up with some type of throw because the cat has scratched it up. Coming up, you can take those covers off. Not great for the decor either. Why cats scratch and how to stop them. So many questions about cats scratching, and you got to do this. First of all, just let me state for the record that I am 100% against declawing, unless there's a medical reason, which is very, 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 very rare. Declawing is an amputation. A lot of people don't know that. So we're going to talk about how to stop your cats from scratching and why. A lot of people have no idea why this cat's scratching in the first place, so we'll take a look at that. Also coming up on today's show, more and more pet owners, like myself, travel with their pets. And car trips are fun, except if your dog is puking all over the place. You know who I'm talking about. So what do you do if your dog gets car sick? What causes car sickness? How to prevent car sickness with your dogs? Don't leave home without them. Also coming up, things you may not know about your cat. You know, they can't taste sweet things. Did you know that? We'll talk about that. As always, plenty of time for your questions and comments. So, if your dog is jumping or humping, or your cat woke you up at 3 a.m., or peed on your favorite rug, or they're chewing, barking, digging, suffering with separation anxiety, maybe they're depressed, litter box issues, chewed your cell phone, I'm here to help you cope with your pets and more likely help your pets cope with you. Give me a call or shoot me an email. Again, the email, you can always shoot me an email at thepetshow.com or call 877-725-8255. The question of the day, I'd love to hear from you guys as well. Do you talk more to your pets than other members of the family? I know I do. Let me take a quick break. We'll get to some phone calls, some real interesting topics. But right now, let me take a quick break. And there's no such thing as an ugly dog. Has anyone ever seen an ugly dog? You fall in love with the inside, not the outside. You know, yeah, they might look a little strange at first, but after you have them and they give you a hug and a kiss, they all look beautiful. Anyway, I got an interesting phone call this week. Before I play it for you, let me kind of put it together. Sue called from California. She's missing one of her pets. She's lost it. So we're going to play Sue. And then actually, I've written down a lot of info because her question is basically, well, let's play Sue's question. Let's go right to Sue on the phone, Phil, and see what she has to say.
Hi, this is Sue from Whittier, and I have a 20-year-old cat with a chip on her and a collar, but I can't find her. She got out, and we've been searching for her. And I'm wondering, now that I don't have her, what's the best time maybe to get another cat? Because I miss her. It's been a few weeks, but I don't think I'm ready yet. When's a good time of waiting before you get another one? 562-631-8261. Thank you.
Well, Sue, it's an interesting question, Sue. And there's no universal timeline. However, a couple of things hit me right off the bat. A 20-year-old cat that got out of the house. I hope we find the cat safe, but very often when cats get to be a certain age, they wander off on their own to cross the Rainbow Bridge. I'm hoping, keeping my fingers crossed, that's not the case. However, that being said, there's no specific timeline for getting a new pet when one of your pets goes missing. I'm not talking about crossing over. I'm talking about actually gets lost. What matters is your emotional readiness and realistic chances of your missing pet returning. If you're still actively searching, checking shelters every day as you should be in the whole area, some people citing, wait at least several weeks, assuming that the pet at 20 years old may unlikely return. Fingers crossed. Even if your heart feels ready, think through. Would a new pet disrupt the search? Your missing pet may return. Would he feel displaced? For some people, that's a few weeks. For others, it's several months. There's no wrong answer here. Only what aligns with your heart and your situation. You know, whether it be a pet in Sue, my heart breaks for you, a 20-year-old cat out there. God, my heart breaks for you. But whether it be a dog or a cat that gets lost, whether it be one that crosses the Rainbow Bridge, everyone's readiness is not the same. Some people want to go out and adopt right away. Some people have to wait. It depends on where you are, how you feel. And the thing that you have to not do is try to make comparisons. In Sue's case, with the 20-year-old cat, can I tell you, Sue, what I would do from my heart? Obviously, you love this cat. It's an older cat. You've had it for a long time. When the time is right, and I'm not going to tell you when that time is going to be right. That's up to you. When the time is right, I would go to the shelter or work with a local rescue and adopt or foster older cat. Why am I saying this? This, number one, will help you, but at the same time, what a legacy that is for the cat that may or may not come back that was 20 years old. It's interesting. I get this question a lot. How often do you wait? As I said, it really depends on the individual. The only thing that I really need to stress here is don't make comparisons. Don't make comparisons. So, Sue, shoot me another email. Let me know. Give me a phone call. When you're ready, you will know. And hopefully, the next thing I hear from you is your 20-year-old cat came home. I got to be honest with you guys, though. It's kind of scary when a 20-year-old cat gets out there. She lives in Whittier, California, an area I know pretty well. You know, there's coyotes there. There's other animals there as well. But fingers crossed, and hopefully that will come through. Also coming up on today's show, besides answering your questions, it was kind of interesting. I wanted to put together some really strange and unusual cat behavior. So, number one, did you know that cats can't taste sweetness? They're missing the T1R2 gene that forms the sweet receptor. They don't taste sweetness. Also, and I think most people were aware of this, cats really have built-in GPS. They actually use the Earth's magnetic field as a navigation aid, which explains their homing ability. Many different ways and many different beliefs. I remember having big arguments in Europe. But a lot of people believe, and I do too, that cats, and dogs for that matter, have the ability with the magnetic field and other things. I believe they look at the astronomy. There's a lot of things I believe, and I'll talk about that later. But yeah, that's one thing. And here's another thing about cats that you probably didn't know. Cats see differently than we see. Cats see actually in slow motion. I got more of that coming up in a little bit. Also coming up, so many questions about this. What causes the behavior? Why do dogs get sick? I think more and more dogs would have the opportunity to go on trips with their owners if they didn't get car sick. But a lot of dogs do get car sick, and there's reasons for it. Let me tell you, if the only time I got in a car was to go to the doctor to get a shot, I'd be throwing up in the back of the car and acting crazy too. So we're going to talk about why dogs get car sick. And I think there's a lot of information that people need to know, and also how to resolve car sickness with specific dogs as well. Also coming up on today's show, we're going to take a look at why cats scratch. What is that all about? And also, what's the difference between a peeing cat versus a spraying cat? Is your cat peeing in the house, or is your cat spraying in the house? A lot of confusion about that, and we'll try to get to that as well coming up in a little bit. But also coming up, this car sickness thing is a lot of people don't understand. There's a lot of different reasons why pets get car sick. So we're going to take a break in a minute or two. When we come back, though, we're going to take a look at this. Car sick, it happens with cats, mostly dogs, due to conflicting signals in their brain. So it's more than just the dog doesn't like riding in the car. I lived in California for 25 years, and if I was a dog, I know how the drivers are in California. I'd be getting car sick as well. People don't realize motion can throw your pets off as well also. Great time to give me a call if you have a question about your dog or cat. You can always leave me a message. We'll answer it probably next week on the show. Just call 877-725-8255. Leave a message there for me. I will get back, 877-725-8255. But a better shot is shooting me an email with your question. Just go to my website, thepetshow.com. Click on Ask Warren, and we'll take some of your questions there. And we'll be answering some questions there as well, besides here on this show also. The question of the day, and it kind of triggered this to me the other day. Do I talk to Molly and Willie, my two rescue dogs, more than my lovely wife, Denise? She thinks I do. Maybe she's right. So do you talk to your pets more than other members of your family? Give me a call. I'd love to hear from you. 877-725-8255. I'm Warren Eckstein. You're listening to The Pet Show. And we are back on The Pet Show. So before I take another call or go to another email, I got some great emails coming in, by the way. Got someone whose cat is attacking them like crazy. We'll get to that in a little bit. But right now, I want to talk about this because this is very common. People think their dog is crazy, their dog is bad. If their trainers say the dog's hyperactive, the dog's nuts. An overly excited dog isn't being bad. Let's get that right up straight, right off the bat. Their nervous system is just simply running a little too hot. The most effective way to calm them down is to lower arousal in their body first, then guide the brain back into focus. Hear me out. Here are some of the immediate ways. I'm going to post this on my YouTube as well. Here are some of the immediate ways to calm an excited dog. Slow everything down. Dogs mirror energy. What does that mean? If the person is hyper, the dog's going to be hyper. I know more about a person's behavior by watching their dogs than you may want me to know. Slow everything down. As I said, dogs mirror energy. Move slowly. Speak softly. Avoid sudden gestures. Don't repeat commands. A lot of people think if they tell their dog sit and the dog's crazy and he's going, sit, sit, sit. By giving the dog commands over and over again, you're actually adding stimulation to them, making them more active. This is a method I've been using for years. And some of the dogs, I'm not going to go into detail, but you know I've rescued dogs from pit bull fights, and some of the dogs were just, but let me give you some of my secrets. Number one, placing a hand on their chest or their side with a slow, steady pressure helps the nervous system settle down. Not fast petting, but taking your hand, just placing it on the side or the chest, and just letting it sit there. A little pressure can make all the difference. Now, you may want to try to interrupt the excitement with a simple task. Give the brain something to do. Sit down. Just don't repeat it. There are also daily habits that you can use to prevent overexcitement. Number one, if excitement leads to jumping, mouthing, or barking, there are things we can do. We went over all the training with that. It usually means that the dog's never learned how to self-regulate. The fix, consistent practice of calm behaviors, not punishment. So here's where and those of you that have listened to me for years know where I differ from most people in my profession. It wasn't a whole lot in my profession when I started. They even differed with me back then. Correction is never a way to calm a dog down. When a child's screaming and yelling, and you watch their parents on the airplane or the supermarket yelling and screaming back at the child, it gets worse. It doesn't get better. The methods I recommended for calming the dog down: the hand on the chest softly, speaking softly, slowing down. These are all things that can make a difference. I'm going to post this because I think a lot of people out there just assume that they have a dog that's overly excited or hyperactive or crazy or behaves bad. That is not what's going on there. It may be that something triggered this response, and it's up to you to resolve it. And the way to resolve it is by remaining calm yourself. By getting crazy is nothing worse. And you know what happens though is the person gets crazy, then the dog gets crazy, the person gets upset, and that's where sometimes the abuse comes into play, and we do not want that ever to happen. The phone number 877-725-8255. Remember, you can leave a message there 24/7, and chances are I'll respond to it the following week here, or if you send me an email, I might email that as well. Got a lot of kind of interesting questions coming up. We have a lady who wants to know what are healthy treats for their cats, a dog with a sensitive system, and we also have a cat that is driving their owner absolutely crazy. So we're going to get to all that. As a matter of fact, why don't we do this right now? Why don't we go to Sherry? And Sherry sent me an email this week, okay? And I lots of emails, and some are short, some are long. This one is from my friend Sherry, and she goes, they all start the same way. Hey, Warren, looking for a healthy cat treat for my 9-year-old cat, Grayson. Now, for years, I produced my own Hugs and Kisses supplement for dogs and cats. I stopped it about a year ago for many different reasons, and manufacturing issues and being able to get the right ingredients. But I did some research for you, Sherry, and here's some of the things you can do. Pure freeze-dried proteins are among the healthiest options. Freeze-dried proteins like chicken breast, turkey, or salmon. I use them with my pets. Low-calorie commercial treats are also available. High-protein crunchy bites, soft-chew training treats, limited ingredient if the pet has a sensitive stomach. You can break treats into tiny pieces as well. For overweight or senior cats, choose low-calorie or those freeze-dried options I was talking about. Cats are generally highly food-motivated, and the irresistibility of a treat matters more than the quantity. High value is more important than how much. So if it's really flavorful, they're going to be more apt to want to eat it than the amount you give them. So basically, Sherry, there are some things out there. You can buy some. You can go online. I'll be honest with you. There are there are so many companies out there. When I first started, dog food companies, cat food companies, but now most of these dog and cat food companies are owned by investors out of New York City, California, Chicago. So I don't have that ability to get inside with them and talk to them the way I used to. So you might want to just try some of the freeze-dried treats like the chicken breast, the turkey, or the salmon, crunchy treats as well. But those are some of the healthiest things you can give your cat. Now remember, if you're going to give your cat these high-quality treats, at the same time, Sherry, you also have to take caloric intake into play, because we don't want fat cats out there to have the same problem. So if you're going to add more treats for your cat, you're going to have to take away a little of their food on a regular basis. It's interesting, though. People ask me, what do I use for my cats, my dogs, rather, treats? I use carrots or green beans or blueberries. I give them those type of treats, and I buy them organically so there's no chemicals on them. And we have the same shelf on the refrigerator, me, Molly, and Willie. A lot of the treats I give them are just regular things like these, but there are some really good treats out there. I'm going to talk about that in a little while. My dog, Molly and Willie, both of them, and you know the story, they're both rescues and Chihuahua, kind of Chihuahua min pin mixes. Chai pins is what they like to call them. They both had their teeth cleaned this week. And if you have a Chihuahua, you know the term Chihuahua teeth, right? Well, I'm going to tell you, the vet cleaned my dog's teeth. And I think I got a halo. He said he's never seen such clean teeth and good-looking teeth on a 7-year-old Chihuahua before. So I'll tell you our secret when we come back. Plenty of time for your calls. Again, that phone number, 877-725-8255.
Oh, hot diggity dog, diggity boom, what you do to me, it's so new to me.
And we are back on Pet Shop. Before I get to another question or phone call, how many times have you heard people ask me this question? I can't tell, Warren. Is my cat peeing or is he spraying? Well, let's spend a couple of minutes on this. If you live with a cat, you want to hear this. If your cat is emptying their bladder, they're peeing. If, however, they're using small amounts of urine to deposit their scent, they're spraying, also called marking. So what are the most common triggers for spraying? Most common is emotional. A cat will surround themselves with their own scent, both spraying and urinating, if they're feeling stress, if they're feeling anxiety or fear. This frequently happens when a new baby or a new pet comes into the household. Now, one of the things I recommend is if you're having a new baby, or if you know someone who is, before the baby arrives in the household, go to the store, buy some diapers, put a little bit of ammonia in the bottom of the diaper. Let the cat get assimilated to the smell of what a new baby's going to smell like. Pee contains ammonia. That'll help a lot. Now, pain or discomfort is another reason. There could be medical issues. So if you know that the cat is stressed out, maybe a medical issue is stressing them out, I want you to make sure that you have that checked out as well. Now, the main reason why cats mark or pee is communication. That's right, communication. Scent is a huge way cats communicate. Just as with dogs, I go into the reasons why they do that. Territorial could be part of it, could be territory, could be stray cats outside, could be something as minor as someone coming into your home and actually stepping outside into where another cat has been. So, what do? First of all, you want to make sure the cat is healthy. That's number one. Number two, you want to find all the areas where the cat has been peeing or spraying. Best way to do that is with a black light at night. You know what I'm talking about. The next thing to do is to sit down and try to figure out what's causing the behavior. Does it appear to be medical? Is the cat acting any differently in terms of his behavior, of peeing, pooping, whatever? Or is it emotional? Is there something in your house that's changed? New furniture, a divorce, a new baby coming in. Maybe you're using something different to wash the floors. All of those have to be taken into consideration. So I got to be honest with you. As a behaviorist, there's no quick answers. When I would go into homes and I would sit down with the family, that's the way I would figure out what the problem is and why it's being caused. And then I was able to resolve it. So I want you to understand, number one, you can use some pheromones. They have these plug-in pheromones, which are great. Once you know the cat is really, really healthy, what you can start doing, if he's kind of spraying or peeing, what you can do is take a towel, rub it on the cat, rub it in those areas as well where the cat has previously peed. After you've cleaned it up with a good stain and odor remover, spend more time with the cats in those areas. More time you spend there, the less time he needs to reclaim those areas. So peeing versus spraying. By the way, if you have a cat that's doing either one, I did a great piece on my YouTube channel. Again, if you're not following it, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Phone number here at the Pet Show, 877-725-8255, 877-725-8255. As I said, it's a little different than it used to be. You can leave a message there 24/7. And we will guide you through that. Or you can just email me at thepetshow.com. Go to thepetshow.com. Shoot me an email where it says Ask Warren. Let me do this. Let me take a quick break. Then right back at you. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. I can. We are back on The Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. I want to share with you another phone call I got this week from one of my listeners, and I may have to take it into the next hour as well. But here's the phone call from Elaine, calling from the great state of Florida. Hey, Elaine, welcome to the show.
We adopted a cat that kept showing up on our doorstep, and he's been coming every day, and kind of moved in now for the last year and a half. And just recently, he started when we, pet him. He will grab your arm with his claws and bite your hand. He used to just give you a little love bite, nip, and not break the skin. But recently, he grabbed onto my arm, left marks in my skin, and made my arm bleed where he bit me. I was wondering what would cause an animal that's always been friendly to do this.
It's a great, great call, by the way, Elaine. And there's many, many different reasons. A normally friendly cat, though, that's grabbing your arm and biting usually means something in that moment flipped the switch for the cat. So the cat that's normally doing it, and there's a lot of different reasons that may have produced that problem. When a friendly cat suddenly grabs and bites you, it could be play aggression. Now, even though it hurts, believe me, I've had the scars. Even though it hurts, play aggression, very often the cat treats your arm like it was prey or a toy or an animal outside. So that's one of the reasons. Play aggression is one reason that they may be doing that. Maybe the cat's not getting enough stimulation mentally, that he's dealing with that aggressive behavior with you. When I say aggressive behavior, it's not I want to bite you. It's play aggression. He's just reacting to stimuli. But there's a lot of other reasons. So we're going to break for the top of the hour. And when we come back, it could be overstimulation, could be fear, could be a medical reason as well. And this is so critical. And this is why I'm so glad that Elaine called. A lot of people just assume that when a dog or a cat changes their behavior, something is a problem. Well, it's not a problem. It's usually something that we've done or something else that's going on. So we'll continue answering why the cat's all of a sudden grabbing her and biting her. The phone number 877-725-8255, 877-725-8255. Remember, you can leave me a question there anytime, 24/7. I'm Warren Eckstein, and this is The Pet Show. No need to buy a dog. I'd rather see you go out and adopt or rescue one. It can make all the difference in the world. By the way, I got a bunch of texts that people say, what's the name of that product you use on your dogs? It's called Oravet. I have not sponsors here. Just the product I've been using for years. And my vet even said, Warren, what are you doing to your dogs? Well, besides taking care of them and brushing them, they get Oravet every day. They don't know it's good for them. I don't let them know that. Anyway, before that last break, I was telling you about a woman whose dog was acting weird around her. According to her, her dog started acting antsy around her. The dog would stay away from her neck. The dog would sit behind her and rest its head on his shoulder. At the time, Seymour didn't realize that something else was going on, and she posted as a video. She couldn't sense anything was wrong. She told Newsweek she wouldn't stop the whining, licking her excessively. Her bottom line is this. Turns out that she had no idea that she had an aneurysm. A day later, doctors diagnosed her with a brain aneurysm. She explained the day before I was diagnosed with a brain aneurysm, my dog kept climbing behind me and wouldn't leave my neck alone. So did the dog know there was something wrong? Let me tell you a quick story. Many, many years ago, I was doing a lot of training for the elite in New York City. And by elite, I mean people living in triplex and duplex apartments on Park Avenue, Fifth Avenue. I remember working with one client, very, very politically involved, very important client in New York City. And she kept telling me, Warren, my dog keeps, it was an elk hound, a Norwegian elk hound. My dog keeps chewing my shoes. My dog keeps chewing my shoes. So the first thing I wanted to do is take a look at the shoes the dogs were chewing. I didn't realize it right away, but then it occurred to me, hey, it seems that the dog's only chewing right shoes. It's not chewing her left shoes. It's only chewing her right shoes. Baffled me. I've never confronted this before. I've had shoe-chewing dogs, but usually they didn't care if it was left or right or middle. They could care less. But this baffled me. So I went back to some of my studies and some of my research when I was overseas. And I realized I'm going to delve a little bit further. And I said, just out of curiosity on my part, do me a favor. Will you go to your podiatrist or your doctor and have him take a look at your foot? Pooh, that's crazy, Warren, you're nuts. Well, you lost your mind, you're smoking too much, but whatever. She went to the doctor. Turns out, on the foot, the right foot where the dog was chewing constantly her shoes, she has a cancerous tumor growing on her foot inside. Amazing. She went to the doctor. Bottom line is, they were able to resolve the situation, get rid of the cancer, blah, blah, blah. As you know also, I actually worked and trained the first dog to detect epileptic seizures for a Massachusetts woman. I'm talking about, 1975, 1976. If you notice that your dog is reacting in a certain way to a certain part of your body, you may want to have it checked. It may be more than you think it is. All right, so away from that, more and more people are taking their dogs with them, either on vacation for rides in the car. Almost every restaurant you go to has a dog patio. But what happens when your dog gets sick on a regular basis? What causes dog car sickness? Car sickness in a dog happens due to conflicting signals sent to the brain from the inner ear, which controls balance, and the eyes, which perceive movement. This sensory mismatch leads to nausea and discomfort, common sense, and includes sickness. Immature inner ear. Puppies are much more susceptible as their balance systems develop. Stress and anxiety, negative or unfamiliar car experiences can trigger sickness. Visual motion. Why is my dog barking at other animals? Visual motion, watching fast-moving scenery outside of the window, can make the symptoms worse. Sudden vehicle movements, sharp turns, rapid acceleration, braking, same thing. Unstable seating, they should be in their own seat, and underlying health issues such as ear infections or neurological problems. Slow desensitization and positive reinforcement can make the difference. Here's what you need to do. If you have a dog that is not loving the car, getting sick, we have to kind of teach the dog that the car is a good thing. Here's what I recommend. If the only time the dog goes in the car is to go to the groomer or go to the vet, of course I understand why he's getting sick. I would get sick too if the only time I would go to a doctor or get my hair cut. In the driveway of your house, leave the driver's side open, leave the passenger side open. Have his favorite person on one side, his other favorite person on the other side. Have him walk in and then walk out. Walk in and then walk out. So he doesn't feel he's confined in there. Then after a few days of that, just sit in there, listen to the radio together, hang out, put one of his favorite toys in there. Don't go anywhere, then go back into the house. Every time he gets in the car from this point, there's a positive association. After some time with that, then you can start backing out of the driveway, pulling back in. After a while with that, you can have a friend of yours, his best friend, on the corner. Drive to the corner, stop the car, get out, let him associate the car with a very, very positive experience. Now, with my own dogs, I don't know a dog that likes to go to the vet. I don't know a human being that likes to go to a doctor. So even when Molly and Willie don't have appointments set up, or when it's not necessary for them to see the doctor, I might go by the vet's office, just walk them by. Might have the vet assistant come out and give them a treat. So their association with the veterinary hospital is not negative, it's positive. Let's face it, the more time I spend with people, the more time I spend with my pets. You know my t-shirts. By the way, those t-shirts are still available that says none of my friends walk upright. I'll give you the website in a little while. But that's one of the things. So make where the car sickness can be resolved, make riding in the car a positive experience for your pet. Can make all the difference. Also, I'll post that on YouTube. That's one of the things I love about having this YouTube channel. It gives me the opportunity to expand a little bit on some of this subject matter. So getting back to liking animals more. On my website, either thepetshow.com or hugsandkissesanimalfund.org, on either one of those websites, you can order those amazing t-shirts that say, "None of my friends walk upright." None of my friends walk upright. That money will go right back to the hugsandkissesanimalfund.org. Quick break, then right back at you. For each one? And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. I started to say before that last break, and I often forget to do this. I'm the world's worst self-promoter. You know that years ago when I was doing the David Letterman show, which I've done maybe 60 times, I said to Dave, Dave, none of my friends walk upright. And Dave said, Warren, you should make a t-shirt that says that. And I did. If you go to the website, hugsandkissesanimalfund.org, you can purchase one of those t-shirts that say none of my friends walk upright, and that money will get directly into the Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund. The shirts come in a variety. I can't even talk about the colors. There are so many different colors. They come in sizes small. They come in size XXX, whatever. Go to hugsandkissesanimalfund.org or thepetshow.com. Get yourself one of these t-shirts. I was wearing one the other day, and I got to tell you, The response is absolutely incredible. None of my friends walk upright. Check out the t-shirts at hugsandkissesanimalfund.org. And while you're there, don't be afraid to make a donation. So, fascinating, right? It was fascinating to find out that the dog that was only chewing one shoe was doing it for a reason. I always, whenever I have a dog that's reacting a certain way, a lot of people's first reaction is to correct the dog or stop it. My first reaction is why? Why all of a sudden the change? If I notice a change, then I'm 5 steps ahead of myself. Coming up, we're going to take a look at why cats scratch. This was kind of interesting to me. It came out just the other day. Over the years, I've been involved with custody cases for dogs and cats and birds, even a horse once or twice. I think even a pet raccoon. I don't remember, but I think it was a pet raccoon involved. And what would happen is when people getting divorced, and what's the divorce rate now? 50, 60%? Who knows? The judge would call me in and say, Warren, I need you to spend time with both the parties, both parties, and who would the dog or the cat or whatever pet it is be better off with? Very difficult decision for me to make. I spent a lot of time with both people, and then I would make my decision. Sometimes it was equal rights where they got to share the dog or the cat. In some cases, it was not that they both wanted the dog or the cat, just that one person had this vendetta and didn't want the other person to have the cat or the dog, which was atrocious. So I was involved, and I had to make a lot of hard decisions. Well, Denver, Colorado. On a 5-6 vote, the Colorado House Committee advanced a bill on Tuesday seeking to create custody rights for pets during their owner's divorce proceedings. For the most Colorado households, a pet is more than property, and existing law treats our pets like a toaster. Bill HB 26 will make that change. I think that's a great idea. I would love to see more and more of that. With the divorce rate is what it is. And I've been involved where dogs and cats have actually wound up at shelters because of a divorce. Many times the judge would call me in. It was never easy. Never an easy task for me to decide who should really get the pet, who really should not get the pet as well. So many things I want to talk to you guys about today. So it's such a busy show. But let's do this. All right. I got this interesting email from Lynn. And this was Lynn's email. Again, they always start out the same way. Warren, I have a miniature boxer. All these miniatures are freaking me out. There's so many different breeds out there. When I told you I gave the first Australian Shepherd to this country its obedience title, and now they have standard miniature Australian Shepherds and miniature this and miniature that. Anyway, Lynn says she has a miniature boxer who has a sensitive system. I finally found a good beef or dry food does well. Dog can't handle chicken. I tried some beef broth, bone broth, tried some water to eat better. Worked well for a few days, but now he's back to not finishing his meals. What can I do? Sometimes we're so concerned about our pet's appetite. But there are things that we can do to increase our pet's appetite, especially if they have a sensitive stomach. Now, lots of times I'm answering questions about the dog that's eating too much or the cat that's eating too much, but today it's a different note. Number one, what I would recommend, Lynn, is try to warm the food up slightly. Warm food smells stronger, which can actually stimulate appetite. Just warm, not hot, to avoid irritation. I warm up my dog's food all the time. I think it's more flavorful, number one, and as I said before, dogs eat with their nose, not their mouth. Number two, adding moisture, which I know you tried. Moisture makes food easier to digest and more appealing. Warm water. As you said, you can try some low sodium broth, but you can't use chicken, you have to use beef. Or a spoonful of wet food mixed in with their kibble can make all the difference in the world too. Now, wet food is often easier to digest and helps with hydration, which is important for dogs with stomach upset. Try a sensitive stomach formula. feed smaller amounts of food more frequently, reduce the treats and extras temporarily, encourage calmness before meals. I know that sounds crazy. You don't have to sit with your arms folded and have yoga music and spa music playing in the background. But calming your dog down just before you're ready to feed him can really make all the difference in the world. And that's what I really, really recommend that you do. So, calming the dog down, warming it up a little bit, adding moisture can make all the difference. Then give me a call back when he's eating just fine. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 877-725-8255, 877-725-8255. That is the way to get through to the show. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, my ultimate guide to the scratching cat. And just how much should your cat really weigh? All that coming up right here on The Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein, and this is The Pet Show. And we are back. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. Many have been, I just got an email from someone who's been listening to The Pet Show for 40 years. 40 years. You know, I started when I was 9, right? 40 years. God bless you. Anyway, over the years, we've saved thousands and thousands of animals, and bless you guys for that. But resolve issues. You know, people talk about supplies, not on the show. I'm a behaviorist. I'm a trainer. What I want to do is resolve any issues to make your relationship with your pet, as good as it is, even better. Of questions I get asked, probably cat scratching. You all know when people have cats in the house, they have throws on their furniture because the cat scratched them up. But understanding the why and how to stop is really easy. Number one, why do cats scratch? It's marking territory. They leave scent as well as visual marks. What do I mean by visual marks? In their head, the scratching marks from their claws is important because it sends a message to other cats. Cats will also scratch to remove dead outer layers of skin. Also, it's part of their daily routine to stretch their muscles. And what about stress relief? Some people scratch their head. Scratching helps them soothe. Stopping scratching completely isn't possible or healthy, but redirecting it works extremely, extremely well. So what are some of the things you can do? Number one, people say, well, should I have my cat declawed? The answer, 100% no. People think that declawing is just cutting the nails off. It's an amputation. It's horrible. Only very, very rare medical reasons. But declawing a cat is not a way to stop behavior. If anybody else in your house, if they were knocking things off, would you cut their arm off or would you teach them not to knock things off? Here we go. Give them irresistible areas to scratch. Tall, vertical scratching posts, at least 30 inches high. Several of them. Make them yourself. They're expensive. Go to a carpet store. Buy the cardboard rolls after they use them. Put some cheap carpet on them. Make sure they're sturdy. Sisal rope, sisal fabric. Most cats love that texture. Horizontal scratches too. If they scratch carpet or floors, sometimes horizontal is the way to go. Several scratches are important. Several. Cats are nomadic by nature. They love change in their environment. You can go out and spend $200 on a scratching post and put down a paper bag or a cardboard box. That's where the cat's going. I say it to nausea. I have no cats at the moment, but I've had as many as 33 at a time. Cardboard boxes, be creative. They're free. Go to the supermarket. Every box is like a new house. One smells like beef, one chicken, one fish, one celery, one this. Be creative. Put one box on top of the other. Make a duplex, a triplex, cut holes in them, move them around, throw them away, bring in new ones tomorrow. Paper bags, just cut off the handles. Change those around as well. Keep them plenty of places. Place the post next to forbidden things like door frames and sofas. Near where the cats sleep. Why do I say near the cat? This is where behavior comes into play. Do you ever notice what a cat does when it first wakes up? It stretches and the claws come out. If there's no scratching post when it wakes up, it's going to scratch on whatever's close. High traffic areas as well. A lot of people hide the scratching posts. Put them out front. People don't like the decor too bad. That's what we need to do. So anyway, that is why they work. But let me tell you some of the more important things. How do I stop it? If you have a cat that's scratching in certain areas, you can put double stick, easy for me to say, double stick tape in those areas. Just a little bit. It's like kitty fly paper. Sticks to their paws, doesn't hurt them, they hate it. There are deterrents out there that you might want to try. Furniture gauze, aluminum foil. Some people swear if you put aluminum foil down on the floor, cats don't like to walk on it, they hate the texture. There's scent deterrents like citrus sprays. Try what you need to spray, but those are deterrents. The resolution is giving your cat the opportunity to scratch. Put the scratch in areas that are not going to upset you. That's what's really, really important. Again, the phone number here, 877-725-8255, 877-725-8255. Or, if you prefer, and this is an easy task, if you want to send me an email, just like the emails I read today, just go to the website, thepetshow.com. How can you forget it? Thepetshow.com. While you're there, click right on the front page, Ask Warren. You're going to enjoy the website anyways. Great videos there. While you're there, click on the front page where it says Ask Warren, and I will take your questions there as well. Now, we're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit about the changes in the season, how that affects your pet's behavior. And while I was talking to my vet the other day, he said, Warren, I'm seeing an influx of fat cats. Fat cats? There's no such thing. According to my mother, we were big boned. There was no such thing as fat in my house. Dealing with fat cats and what the average cat should really weigh. We'll take a look at that. The phone number, 877-725-8255. And how the seasons affect your pets. All that coming up right here. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. And we are back on The Pet Show. So, no fat cats on The Pet Show. I talked to my vet the other day, and we're going back and forth over chubby cats. Chubby dogs too, but we're going to focus on chubby cats. But it kind of holds true for both. The average cat, you know what the average cat should weigh? Between 8 and 12 pounds. There's no perfect weight for cats. Some are going to be smaller, some are going to be bigger. A Maine Coon's not going to weigh the same as a Munchkin, okay? Now, the breed, the age, and other factors influence a cat's ideal healthy weight. Your cat's perfect weight is when you can easily feel their ribs and have a visible tuck in their waist from the top and from the side. Check them out on a regular basis. Or ask your vet to perform an examination and body condition score to determine the cat's ideal weight. Run your hands over the rib cage. You should be able to feel the ribs without having to search. Stand above your cat. Look down. Look at the cat from the side. All of those things are really, really important. But why is it so important to keep your cats in good shape? Cats that are overweight, number one, generally don't live as long. Number two, develop things like diabetes and arthritis and other things as well. So keeping your dog, your cat at a good weight is really, really important. I want to take an opportunity. We got a couple of minutes before the end of the show. Yes, I know, after all these years, the Pet Show has changed its format a little bit. But the purpose of the Pet Show is always remaining the same. Help people understand their dog or cat's behavior as best they can and resolve any issues literally that people may be having with their dogs or cats, or any issues that their dogs or cats may be having with them. Here on the Pet Show, if you're a regular listener, you know I don't believe in any aversive training, no shock collars, no prong collars, no yelling, no screaming, no flipping the dog over, none of that nonsense. we take a much more positive approach. A couple of reasons. Number one, not everyone wants their dog to respond a certain way. What we do here on the Pet Show is just try to make your dog or your cat a good part of the family. And if you want to continue doing that, check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. I'll be posting a lot of new information, some of the stuff we just talked about on today's show. youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, or again, check out the website, thepetshow.com. Till next week, give all your pets a big hug and a kiss for you, a very special hug and a kiss right between the ears for me. I'm Warren Eckstein, and thank you and bless you for listening to The Pet Show.